Greetings and salutations, my friends, and welcome to a new video. We are going to be building a February TBR today, which makes me so excited. I simply cannot believe that it's already time to build another TBR. I feel like I built my January TBR yesterday. I am still not quite done with my January TBR as I'm filming this. Today is January 29th, but as February is nearer and nearer and I have to get over my denial, it is time to grab the TBR jar and let it pick out a handful of books for the next month. You guys know that I treat my TBR as a guideline, as a suggestion, as a little bit of a compass in case I don't know what to pick up. But it's not that I only have to reach from these books or read these books, because I am a mood reader first and foremost, but I do love making a TBR every month to kind of give my brain a semblance of direction, just in case I ever get confused and decide that I don't know what to read next. I do have somewhere to go. So right now I've got my two best friends near me, and that's my chai latte from my favorite coffee shop, and then also my TBR jar, which is going to decide whether I have a good reading month or a terrible reading month. But as all things go this year, I am only manifesting the good things, so we better have a good reading month. TBR jar, ¿me escuchaste? Más te vale que me trates bien en febrero. But before we get started with picking out which reads I'm going to be going into in the month of February, let us give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Ana Luisa, who is partnering with me today. Now, I've been working with Ana Luisa for years now, and you guys know how much I love jewelry. I'm always decked up in it because I love dressing down so that I can dress everything up with jewelry. You know, a nice ear party, some good necklaces, some good rings, what have you. And Ana Luisa is a great way to build up your jewelry collection without breaking your pocket. They have really luxurious products, but without those luxury markups, which is one of the reasons why they became my favorite jewelry brand, because their pieces start for as little as $39, and you can really start building your collection over time with no problem. On the topic of sustainable fashion as well, Ana Luisa is taking all the steps, has been taking them for years, to make sure that they are taking care of the way they are sourcing materials and the way they are disposing of their pieces, which is why they have offset 100% of their carbon emissions and are continuing to take steps towards making their brand as sustainable as they can with every single piece they make. Let me share with you the 3 pieces that I got from Ana Luisa this month, so that maybe that can give you a little bit of inspiration on what to get yourself, treat yourself this February. First of all, we have got the Lori necklace, which I absolutely love. Ana Luisa's necklaces are all super dainty, so you can layer them, stack them, wear them on their own. They're just an absolute beautiful piece to own. Then we have got the Elise earrings. I don't have any piece like this, which is why I was finding myself in need of a dainty earring that could dress up my outfit, yes, but if I was going out to a fancy dinner, it's definitely a piece that I can wear as well. And then last but not least, I've got the Adalyn ear cuff. I absolutely love me a good ear party. If you guys know anything about me, I love wearing 3 pieces on my ears, especially because I can't commit to a full-on piercing, so ear cuffs are truly my best friend. And I love this one because it's bigger, so it's a bigger statement piece. So if you do want to check Ana Luisa out, I will be leaving the link at the top of the description. Maybe browse for yourself, browse for somebody else, whichever the case. The link will be at the top of the description so that you guys can go browse, pick out a few things, and have a good time. Now on to the TBR. Un buen chai latte, damas y caballeros. It's really, really good. Let me give you a rundown of what happened with my January TBR. I ended up putting 9 books in my TBR this month, and it was actually really good. I ended up reading quite a bit in January, which was a surprise because I really wasn't expecting it. However, at the time of making this video, I have got some interesting updates when it comes to the TBR, so let me give you a run through. First of all, we have got the books that I actually finished from my TBR, and it is these 4 books right here. Heartless by Elsie Silver. We have got Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. We have got Spy Family Volume 10, and we have got Forget Me Not as well. However, I actually had my first DNF of 2024 on my January TBR, and that is Green Glass House. I need you guys to tell me in the comments if it's worth picking this back up. Do you guys think I'm actually going to enjoy this if I do finish it? I got 51% through. I got to page 200. To let a girl know, is it worth picking it back up? Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for a story this slow. Then I started the other 3 books in my TBR, also known as Lord of the Rings, Sword of Destiny, and What You Were Looking For in the Library. The only book left over is Her Radiant Curse, which is the Lou Fantasma book club pick for Patreon. It is the book club I host with Liv over there on Le Patreon, but it's because this specific book club is a bi-monthly book club, so we had all of January and all of February to get it read. So this is truly the only thing rolling over into my February TBR, which means that we get to pick a handful of other books. At the time of filming this video, I have read 10 10 books in the month of January. I'm going with that ambitious line of thought. I am thinking... Hear me out, escúchame, no te vayas, quédate conmigo, regresa por favor, acércate al estrado, approach the bench. I can pick out 9 books to complete a 10-book TBR for the month of February. And February is going to live up to its name. It may be a very romantic reading month for Mel. We'll see where the TBR jar takes us, but I'm thinking 9 to round it out. If I don't read all of them, that's okay. So I officially welcome you to my TBR prompt jar chooses my February reads. It still smells like coffee. I will never get the smell of coffee off this TBR jar. I always say it, but it smells so good. I love it. I love it so much. So for our very first paper, where do I want to reach? Derecha, izquierda, arriba, abajo, el centro, el medio. I don't want to choose. We have got our first prompt and I am so scared. I feel like I say that every month, but it never ceases to scare me. We've got, ooh, random number generator. Okay, I can do that. Then that means that I have to choose a few books, right? Do I want to choose 2 books, 3 books, 4 books? I need to browse. This is so wide open. I can just choose a handful of romance books, right? I think that's a safe bet because I'm very much in a romance mood. So I think I can choose maybe 3 romance books and see where this random number generator takes us. So let us do that. I think these 3 right here are going to be the options that I put into the random number generators. We have got Hopeless by Elsie Silver, which is part of the Chestnut Spring series. We have got Written in the Stars. You can't even see that. Written in the Stars, which is a sapphic romance, which is also a Bridget Jones's Diary / Pride and Prejudice retelling of sorts. And then Throttled, which is a Formula One romance. And let us see what shall win the random number generator from... Okay, wait, we haven't even numbered them. I guess in the order that they're in right now. So Written in the Stars will be number 1, Hopeless will be number 2, and then Throttled will be number 3. So in this order, we shall do it. And let's see what our lucky book will be. Ooh, okay. Hopeless by, I was gonna say Lauren Asher, that's not the one. Elsie Silver won. This is the final book in the Chestnut Spring series. I'm so sad that it's over. But I know in this one we follow the ever mysterious Bo Eaton, which is the brother we have yet to read about, who is branded a military hero after he comes back from a very dangerous mission, it seems like, and he is now undergoing a lot of trauma because of it, a lot of healing as a consequence, and because his family has been very insistent on marriage and coupling up and his recovery process and how everything's doing, he decides to strike up a fake relationship with a local bartender by the name of Bailey. And it is an age gap romance as well, so we are not missing the typical Elsie Silver. I feel like there's typically age gap in her books. I have to admit, in all transparency, I don't like Bo. I'm hoping he can change my mind in his book, but just based on the interactions I have seen from other people with him, particularly in Reckless, I am not his biggest fan, but I am down to see how it'll all progress. And if there's anything Elsie Silver will do, change my mind. We have got the first romance of the month, friends. Let us go for our second prompt. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I'm hoping that we get another romance-centric prompt because I have a very specific book I want to include in here, so I'm hoping it works out for me. If not, I'll find a way. Where there is a will, there is a way, friends. Okay, so for this paper, guys, that's perfect. An adult book. Okay, I was not expecting that. I thought this would be like Patreon choice or something just because of how short the paper is. I can do that. I'm gonna go with Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the perfect scenario for me. So I don't own the book physically. I am going to get it though. I read Addicted to You in January and I absolutely loved it. I was really iffy about whether or not I was going to like it. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I was invested in the characters. In this series, we follow Lily and Lauren, who are best friends. They've been best friends since a very young age. They both have addictions in their own respective right. Lily is addicted to sex and Lo is addicted to alcohol. And these two, in a way to protect themselves from their families, make sure that their inheritances are not taken away, and make sure that they kind of protect themselves from the outside world too, they start fake dating. And at the start of the book, they've been doing that for a few years to put up this facade of perfection, that they really love each other. The actual real fact that it's that they enable each other's addictions very heavily. And so the book follows them in this journey of actually starting to date for the first time and navigating their addictions and realizing that they are a lot more dangerous to each other and really other people too than they first even thought. I buddy read this with Kristen and we were chatting all throughout the read, just absolutely flabbergasted at like half the things that were happening, and we've decided to buddy read the entire series together. And so Ricochet is next in February. I'm gonna buy the physical, but it's also on KU, so I do have it digitally as well. Stepping into third book category. Category territory. You know what I mean. Let's go for our third prompt. So for this next prompt, we have got, oh, first book you see when you open socials. I feel like this could be a recipe for disaster. I mean, it could also be a recipe for success, mind you. I've got some really cool people on my timeline with great taste, but I'm scared. First book you see when you open socials. So for that, I am going to go into Instagram because I'm not on Book Talk, and on YouTube it'd just take a while to figure out. So I think our best bet is to go on Instagram and hope that we see a book fairly quickly. Where Sleeping Girls Lie, it hasn't come out yet. We have got, oh my god, my page is infested by Sarah Janet Crave. I've already read that. Everything is fucking Crescent City. I refuse. We're not doing that to ourselves. Powerless? Wait, Powerless by Lauren Roberts? Simon Teen. I don't have it, but I could buy it. Call me anything you like and he calls her darling. Game over! It's got a 4.32 on Goodreads, which is impressive. 76,000 ratings. She is the very thing he spent his whole life hunting. Huh? He is the very thing she spent her whole life pretending to be. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilia. The exceptional, the empowered, the elites. The powers these elites have possessed for decades were graciously gifted to them by the plague, though not all were fortunate enough to both survive the sickness and reap the reward. Those born ordinary are just that, ordinary, and when the king decreed that all ordinaries be banished in order to preserve his elite society, lacking an ability suddenly became a crime, making Peyton Gray a felon by faith and a thief by necessity. She's been trained by her father. She poses as a psychic. Okay, I'm like scared. There's a purging trials? The brutal competition exists to showcase the elite's powers. Is this like a Hunger Games setup? Okay, I feel like I've only heard good things about Powerless, so I guess I'm going to add Powerless by Lauren Roberts into my TBR. Let us see what this fourth prompt will issue. Let's grab this one. It's like pretty wrapped up in comparison to the other ones, which makes me think it hasn't been opened yet. So let us see what this is. Ooh, audiobook choice. That's good because then I can puzzle diamond paint as I listen to an audio. Now the question is, what book do I own physically that I also want to listen to as an audio? You know what? This works out perfectly. I do have the audio for Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and I did put that book into my try a chapter video last year, and I didn't end up reading it, but I was quite interested in reading it, and I think it'd make for a really cozy time listening to the audiobook while I do a cozy craft or as a cozy game. I think that'd be really nice. So I do have the audio right here, and I actually got it quite recently because I saw Ms. Reagan from Peru's Project talk about it. So in this one we follow Emily Wilde, who is a researcher, and she has been compiling information for a while now to fully make an encyclopedia of fairy lore. In fact, she's at the forefront of research for this particular project, and she is very talented at what she does, but she's not very gifted at interpersonal relationships, so she keeps to herself most of the time. So when she finally gets to the town she is going to in order to perform her last bout of research, she stumbles across her academic rival Wendell. She finds herself at a crossroads of wanting to figure out this last fairy species that she needs to, whilst also wanting to figure out who is this man, what does he really want, and why does he find himself always so close to her. And I cannot wait to listen to this, to read this, to enjoy this, to love this, all the things. vibes, and I love that it's got romance at the forefront of the plot. So we have got another romantic story, but in a fantasy backdrop. We are 4 books down, going into our 5th one. Honestly, what an interesting TBR. I was not expecting it to work out this way, but I can't say I am mad about it. So for our 5th prompt, we have got a number in the title. Do I have a book with a number in the title? Okay, so let me show you the paper first, and then let us get into what I think I'm going to choose. This is such a random TBR. I feel like last month's TBR made more sense than this one, and yet I think it's going down the same route of being so all over the place. The Three Keys by Kelly Yang. So this is the sequel to Front Desk, which I read last year. It was one of my best books of 2023. Absolutely loved it. We follow Mia and her parents as they immigrate from China, get to the States, and they find themselves in need of a job to make sure to cover all the costs of living, take care of Mia, put Mia into school, get her all that she needs, and they are hired at a motel to help run the front desk. However, the manager of said motel is absolute dog shite, and to top things off, Mia, when handling the front desk, finds herself alongside her parent, allowing fellow immigrants and people in need to enter the motel so that they can hide, seek refuge of some sort, and take care of them in hiding of said manager. And after that first book, which I cried all the way through, by the way, I can't wait to see what the Three Keys is about. So Mia Tang thinks she's going to have the best year ever. Me too, girly pop. Mia has a new teacher. The motel is struggling. We don't love that. And there is, a new immigration law. I can't wait to cry. Listen, Kelly Yang just knows how to do it in these books, and so I'm very excited to read the sequel to Front Desk. Going for my 6th paper now. This is bringing me a lot of joy. This one does not want to let go of my fingers. I'm just gonna go for this one. And this one is, a YA fantasy. Here we are. For a YA fantasy, I'm going to choose A Fragile Enchantment for this one, which I don't currently have with me physically. I did place a pre-order for it, so it's on my PO box, but I haven't been able to fetch my packages. This is our Patreon book club pick for February, and A Fragile Enchantment follows our main character, Neve, who is a dressmaker, and she has been hired to make all of the dresses and the garments for a royal wedding. However, everything goes to absolute crap when a gossip columnist puts out a column, a piece, that says that Neve is a little bit too involved in said wedding because her and the groom have a little sum-sum going on, and that cannot be the case because they don't actually have something going on. They have a lot of chemistry, but they're not actually together. He's just really standoffish with people, so because they see these two getting along, there are rumors floating around. It is said to be very cozy fantasy, very Bridgerton meets cozy fantasy, and I am very much in those vibes because I read Half a Soul, really loved it, so I think Fragile Enchantment can also be a really, really good one. I didn't think this was gonna be so ambitious, but I think it's gonna be really ambitious. Okay, so for number 7, I'm forgetting all my numbers today. It is we have got translated fiction. I have not ever gotten this paper, I don't think. So we have got translated fiction, and I will say, this works out beautifully because one of my 10 books to read this year, you can barely see me, but I'm here, hello. One of my 10 books to read in 2024 is a translated fiction, and I have been meaning to read this book for a hot second now, but I'm always so intimidated to pick it up because I really want to love it, but I'm scared, and that is Sweet Bean Paste. And in this one, we follow our main character, Sentaro, who believes that he has failed at life. He drinks too much, he has a criminal record, and he spends most of his days making dorayaki, which is a Japanese pancake filled with sweet bean paste, and he feels like he's going to waste away his life by doing only that. However, Sentaro feels like his whole life is now upended after Tokue has entered the shop, has entered his life. She makes the best sweet bean paste he has ever tasted, and she does not come without a troubled past, and these two characters will have to figure each other out in the span of the novel, and I am quite excited about it. Let us read the first line because I don't know what to expect. I've just heard amazing things about this. Anytime I talk about this this in a video, there's always a handful of you guys that are like, oh my god, it's so good, please read it. And I want to love it as much as you guys do. So, a sweetly scented breeze blew along Cherry Blossom Street. I love how that rhymes. That's like a very satisfying start. Also, love the length of books I've been getting this month. They're all quite short. Got 2 more papers to pick out, and I don't know what else my TBR jar has in store for me. Let us go for this one. And this one is, oh, my mom picks. I don't even know if she's going to reply. What time is it? It's 7:45. I feel like she still may be at the gym. This is like such a wide option. I'm like, do I just go with the other 2 romance books that I did not choose for myself, or do I choose something different? Also, let me just show you this up close. I don't even know. I definitely showed you the other ones up close. See, I like to do this for accountability's sake because I don't ever want anybody to tell me that I'm lying. I have picked out 4 different books for Mama Mel to choose from. So we have got Throttled Again. We have got Written in the Stars. We have got the 5th season, which, as you guys know if you watched that video, is one of my also 10 books to read in 2024. It'd be very hot if I could knock out 2 in a single month. Then we have got Finale by Stephanie Garber, because I also think this could be fun to read. Finish out the Caraval trilogy. So I am going to give her a pick out of these 4 books. Let me just put them all right here, and let's call her. Let's see if she'll pick up. Ollie!
Hi everyone, how are you? I'm here, the mom of the Queen Mel.
Okay, love that energy. Okay, te tengo una pregunta importante. Estás en la potestad, ok, de elegir un libro that I'm gonna read in February. Esta es la selección, ok?
Let's do it.
The 5th season, tenemos Finale, Written in the Stars, y Throttled. No sé cuál te parece.
No, not like the name. Written in the Stars, maybe is it the romance? I like that.
Mama Mel has chosen, and she chose Written in the Stars. Delicioso, espectacular. Mil gracias. Se te aprecia.
Chao, mi vida.
Love you. Bye. Okay, so there you have it. Mama Mel has chosen Written in the Stars. Listen, I don't know what to say. That's my mother. I don't know what to tell you. And so I'm going with the sapphic romance, which we absolutely love. As soon as she saw 2 people embracing in the cover, she was like, yes, I love. And you know what? I do too. So I've talked about this book before, but wait, is this also not another one of my 10 books to read in 2024? Kind of iconic of me. Anyways, so in this one, it's a Bridget Jones's Diary, Pride and Prejudice retelling situation. We have got one of our main characters who believes in love, is a hopeless romantic, cannot wait to marry and find her soulmate and all the things. That is Elle. And then on the flip side, we have got Darcy, that after a very failed first blind date, casually with Elle, she decides that she wants nothing to do with love, but her matchmaking brother, who is also Elle's business partner, is hell-bent on getting his sister a little someone, a booty, just a love interest, just anything. And so these 2 will now strike up a fake dating allegiance in order to pacify the people in their lives, and it goes from there. I can't wait to see a sapphic retelling of Pride and Prejudice. Just already the names, Elle and Darcy, I think I'm gonna have a great time. For our last pull from the TBR jar, we have got this. Repeat author. Suddenly I want to do something crazy, and I don't know if I should. Because why would I do that to myself? Because that one is long. I don't know that it's going to be the smartest choice out there to do these. I'm gonna do it. Please hold. Hafsa Faisal. I've already read We Hunt the Flame, and so I'm going to read We Free the Stars to complete the duology, and read this before I read A Tempest of Tea, which I think would be quite iconic of me. And I'm so excited about it. I literally still have a bookmark in from when I started reading this, and I never finished it. So we're gonna finish it in 2024, and I'm so excited. So in the series, we follow Safida, who disguises as a man in order to go hunt and provide for her people. And on the flip side, we have got Nasir, who is the Sultan's son, but also basically his personal assassin. And these 2 people are sent out in very similar missions of sorts. They basically are sent to the very same place. Safida in order to find an artifact that could potentially help the wide array of people, and Nasir to go out and kill the hunter, also known as Safida. And then it all devolves into a plot of ancient magic and evil and enemies to lovers, and it's so good. I also love how slow burn the romance is. It really is at the back end of the story, which I absolutely love, but I do think we may see a little bit more of it in this one, just based on how the first one ended. The side characters are also phenomenal, so I can't wait to re-dive into into this world and finish out the duology. This is the longest book in my TBR, probably, maybe alongside Hopeless, but since every other book is rather short, I do have the confidence that this can be finished no problem. And that is it for today, friends, as I put everything back in here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up down below as per usual. Comment down below, do you have a TBR for February? Are you winging it? Are you planning it? I do think with the books I have chosen this go around, it overlaps quite beautifully with the Patreon readathon we have got in the month of February. I need a romance book. I've got several of those. I need a friends to lovers book. That works out beautifully with Ricochet. I need a book with a strong female lead. We Free the Stars fits beautifully for that. A talented main character. We have got Emily Wilde with her skill of research. And then a book with found family. We have got the 3 keys. So I feel like I've got every single book I need for the Citadel readathon as well, which is going to be everything. And if you do want to join us over on the readathon, there are 2 different teams. We have got all of the material ready for the readathon. We have got a storyline, sprints, plot twists incoming. It's going to be amazing. Patreon is always linked down below in case you guys want to join us. Again, comment down below all the things. How are you feeling? How are we doing? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already too for more content like this. And if you reach the end of the video, let us leave a mushroom emoji down below for Emily Wilde. And if you want to support the channel further, Patreon is always linked down below with a ton of other perks that you're not going to see anywhere else. Thank you so much again to Anna Luisa for sponsoring today's video. I will be leaving them linked at the top of the description as well so that you guys can go check them out. Love you all so much, and I shall see you on the next one.
Goodbye!